Our next guest, Mandy Alexander, and you work trying to get exchange students placed in homes.
Yes, I do. I work with an organization called PAX. We are based out of New York, but we have coordinators all over the country. We work with the local communities to find families that are interested in participating in the program. They host an exchange student for either a semester or a full school year, essentially welcoming the student into their home and giving them an opportunity to take part in the life of an American student.
This is making them like one of your kids.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, where are these students coming from?
We work with over 70 different countries. They're coming from literally all over the world.
Okay. And it's enriching for our community to have the exchange students.
Absolutely.
And for the students. When I was in high school, I met all the exchange students on purpose because they had an accent and another language and another view of the world, and it was fascinating. So why should somebody have an exchange student if you got a house full of kids, 2 or 3 kids already?
You know, it's a really great opportunity. We have all different types of host families. We have host families that have really young children, and in that case, it's really nice to expose them to kind of a wider world, a world outside of, their little home. Same thing with teenagers. It's nice to expose them to another culture. They're kind of at the age where they can really take in some more about the world. It also kind of sparks an interest in language, in other cultures. You're actually living with another culture in your home.
Yeah.
So it's a really enriching experience.
Now, do some people, after their kids are grown and gone, bring an exchange
Absolutely.
student? Kind of fill that empty nest?
Yeah, we have a lot of empty nesters that host for us. I actually just worked with a couple this last year. They hosted 2 boys with us, and they just had the time of their lives. They did not want to let those boys go home.
Oh, I bet. That's got to be the hard part, is seeing them go, especially if it's 2 semesters, I would imagine. It's really hard.
And it's nice, too, because a lot of times when the students return home, I have a student that's now been back every summer since she's been here, and her host family's actually gone to Slovakia to visit her.
Wow,
so, yeah.
That's very cool. Now, what is there an age? Is it always going to be a sophomore or a junior, or is it always different?
Our kids are all 15 to 18 years old, so sophomore, junior, senior. Okay. They are selected based on their maturity, their responsibility, their grades. There's a very clear code of conduct for our students. They go through a really strict application process to make sure that they're prepared for an experience like this.
And so the students on the other end, I never thought about this, but they're applying to PAX?
They're
your
applying
organization?
we actually partner with the organizations all over the world. So the family in, say, Belgium would apply to the organization in Belgium, and then Belgium would get the application, get all the students' information, and forward that over to PAX, and then we would take care of finding the host family for them.
So the organization, say, in Belgium, forwards it to PAX, and PAX puts it out across the country, or are these people saying, I want to go to Fresno?
Sometimes students will have specific requests on states that they want, that they would like to stay in, but for the most part the students aren't super specific, just because if they're
get to America
really picky,
and get the American experience.
Yeah, and if they're too picky, there's a chance that they might not find exactly what they're looking for.
When I was in college, we had so many students that came from other countries to go to Fresno State. And I was like, why is that? Well, they want to study our agriculture, economy, and agriculture, and learn about that. So I thought maybe people are lined up to come to Fresno but they're just,
they should be.
Yeah, anxious to get to America and be somewhere in America where they could feel safe, be with the family, and know that they're going to be taken care of.
And that family unit is probably one of the most important parts of our program, is that we do make sure that our students are with families that are going to welcome them in, that are going to make them feel like they belong, that are going to make them feel welcome and at home.
Now, if there's a family that wants to do this, where do they start?
They can go to the PAX website. It's just pax.org.
Okay.
They can fill out a host family application there. They can do inquiries that way. They can also call the PAX office at 1-800-555-6211 and get some information that way, or they can call me personally.
I would call Mandy. Mandy, right?
Yes.
Call Mandy Alexander. Mandy Alexander from PAX.
Yes.
Or you could call 800-555-6211.
Yes.
Or PAX.com.
Yes.
PAX.org. PAX.org. That'd be a good way to find out about it. I bet there's a lot of information on that website.
And anything on that website will connect you straight to your local coordinator. So I'm the local coordinator for this area, so anybody inquiring in this area would get a hold of me anyway.
And I would imagine that it's not a decision people go into lightly.
Right.
So go to the website, do a bunch of research, see what you're really getting into, because there's going to be a commitment. You can't quit in the middle.
Right, yeah. And that's why we as coordinators are around. We help walk you through the process. We're there the entire year while the student's here. So if there's at any point a question or an issue that arises, that's what the coordinators are here for, so that we can help guide you through. And
What area do you cover?
I cover a 50-mile radius around Fresno.
How about Dinuba?
I definitely cover Dinuba. Yeah.
Great, most beautiful place on earth.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, PAX.org. Go to PAX.org or call Mandy Alexander. And anything I brushed over you want to add?
Nope.
All right, well, thank you. This is fascinating.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Central Valley business right after this.